So we're here because we're making some pound cake today. Apricot filling. Oh, it's perfect.
Yes.
Sweet and tangy, and you add it to a pound cake.
You sure do.
You
We're
sure
going to find
do.
out how to make it with Michael Cacciadorian. He's the author of Baking Naturally. Michael, nice to have you back.
Oh, thanks for having me back. It's great to be here.
I'm happy we're wearing our aprons because we tend to get messy.
Very much so.
I do too.
We were just talking right before the show started. I said, why is it called a pound cake? And the answer is simpler than I thought.
Yeah, it's my understanding it's called a pound cake because it's a pound of each ingredient. Pound of butter, pound of flour, pound of sugar, and eggs.
And that's not traditionally true for all of them, but that's the point. It's like a 1-to-1-to-1, so it's easy to make.
Correct.
All right, and that's our finished product. How do we get there?
All right, so mine's a little bit different than that, and I just wanted to remind everybody that the premise of Baking Naturally is to use organic, chemical-free ingredients because we're trying to just eliminate those from our diet. It's just a good practice, and it's more affordable than people think. So today I just wanted to review the ingredients. So first you want to have a bundt pan like this, and you're going to butter and flour this and have that ready. And preheat the oven to 350 degrees.
Wait, I have a question for you. So it's not a bundt cake, but is it a bundt cake if it's in a bundt pan?
Cake. It's a bundt cake pound cake.
So confused.
Bundt pound cake. This is a whole new thing you're starting
that's
here.
right.
This is a
That's
cronut-esque. Yeah.
Yes,
I think we're on the precipice of something here.
Here we have 3 cups of organic sugar.
Okay.
Our apricot filling, pink Himalayan sea salt, which is a staple of ours, organic vanilla, our eggs, and our buttermilk, our butter, and our flour. So this is very easy. Again, what I try to do is provide good recipes, easy to make.
Yeah.
So people stop buying things from the grocery store and just get home, make this, and you're on your way in no time. So what we want to do first is take 2½ sticks of butter. Everything is better with a lot of butter.
Now, when you're doing something in a blender, do we still want to adhere to the baking thing where you do your wet and then your dry ingredients separately?
For the most part.
Okay.
I deviate from that a little bit when on a few recipes, just because I can't. I found that it works just as well.
Okay. So what's the next step?
So all we're going to do is then take the sugar.
Sugar, okay.
And just throw it in here with the butter.
But the butter you let sit out and just soften?
It's a room temperature butter. The best thing to do is probably overnight if you can, because it just helps things incorporate much easier.
Where are we going to go next? Some milk?
Nope, we're going to go, actually, this is where I deviate a little bit. I throw the salt in now rather than with the dry ingredients.
Do you think it makes a huge difference?
I think it does because I think it incorporates it better right here.
Okay, I'll believe it.
Than just sitting on top of the flour getting dumped in at the end.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Look at that mixer. Isn't that cool? You don't even have to mix anything.
You don't have to do anything.
Clearly, I don't own one. I'm very excited.
Look at that mixer
Look,
mixing.
it just does it for you.
It does it for you.
Mixing
Absolutely.
so well.
I should have registered for one of those when I got married, man.
So 5 eggs.
Okay.
One at a time, just because you want to incorporate each one, so we're not creating a mess.
That's a fun way to do it too. You don't have to worry about cracking the eggs and getting them in there.
Exactly, the shell, or if you have an egg that might be bad.
Yeah, because you don't want to stick your hand in there while it's mixing if you get a shell in there.
No.
This is a hands-out situation you've got going on here.
Okay, so let that just mix in a little bit here.
Okay.
How about some milk?
Not yet.
All right, I'm so excited to pour the milk. It's in a carafe.
So let's just, scrape the bowl as you always have to do with these things.
And now are you done with that portion? Or are you going to keep on mixing?
I'm going to keep on.
Is it time for the milk yet?
It's time for the vanilla.
That vanilla has such a nice, strong
aroma.
scent.
Yeah, it's great.
Really nice. It's not imitation vanilla.
No, not at all.
No.
Again, we want to get away from the imitation stuff. All right. Not yet.
Okay, I'm just like, this is killing me.
Okay, so this now, we're going to start with the flour. So about 3.5 cups. It's going to depend on the texture of this, and you eyeball that. And then we'll add the milk alternately with the flour.
All right, I can wait.
I used this, I think, the last time I was here, just to show everybody. You may not. I throw this over here because the flour puffs out.
Great idea.
And it's a way to just, stop it from going all over your kitchen.
It is very poofy.
Yeah.
Yes.
3.5 cups is what we're going with.
Yeah, so I do this one at a time. I just throw it right in there. And then throw this around because it will. Unless you have a bigger mixer than this, but for the most part.
Though.
They come bigger than that?
They do come bigger than this, yes.
Wow.
Okay, so you see how that began to incorporate. Now you can add this.
It's your moment, Seth.
All right, so this is buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
Yes, I'm going to throw that in.
Does that have a higher fat content than most milk? Ooh.
All right. Actually, no, not at all. It has a much lower.
Oh.
But it's mostly fat-free, actually.
I did not know
I don't do it for the fat-free. component. I do it just for the
got
texture
great
it provides.
taste, yeah.
It does. Yeah. See how that flour is going to
Oh,
go
yeah.
Oh,
See
poofs
that?
a little. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Now, what if you wanted to try a different flour, maybe like a gluten-free, like an almond flour or something like that?
You could probably get away with the gluten-free flour mix that they make to create a similar texture. I've not tested it on this, so I can't speak
Right, you
to
have
what
to test everything.
You have to test
Yeah.
everything because the product is different.
Now, for the sake of TV, how do we start incorporating the apricot filling into there?
All right, so once we finish all of this, I'll show you that
Okay.
right now. So let me just get this finished.
Sure.
All right, so just throw that last third cup in there.
All right, here we
You
go.
can see the mess we're making.
It smells like a bakery, like the vanilla and the buttermilk and...
It's great. This is why I think
so
if you
good.
can do this at home, do it.
And it's pennies on the dollar
Yes,
as
it
to
is.
what you'd pay in the store.
Okay, so normally I would let this go. A lot of times you'll see somebody cooking baked goods and they'll say don't mix it a lot because it'll turn it into bread. I've never turned anything into bread. But what I do here is I do mix it longer, probably 3 to 5 minutes at this point, because it will change the texture and will give you that dense crumb that we're used to seeing
gotcha.
in a pound cake. So that does matter here, but for the sake of today, we're not going to spend 5 minutes mixing.
So
We
layer
could
it on
talk
the
about
pan.
great things, but okay, so then just for the sake, you put it
Yep,
right
so
in
we're
there.
going to take the batter. We're going to do about 2/3.
Okay. And you want, I mean, obviously we didn't have a chance to mix it for the whole
Correct.
time, but you'd want it to be a little bit thicker than this, a little more dense?
A little denser than this.
Okay.
Yep.
And the apricot that we're using, is that something that you can buy already pre-made?
Yes, this is just, quite honestly, it's a apricot preserve. Organic, it's all apricot, no sugar added. And then what you're going to do is just take about a half a teaspoon.
Oh, little dollops.
And you're going to
Okay.
just dollop it
just gonna say
through
little
here.
dollops.
It's a fun word you don't get to say every
I
day.
know you don't, right? So this goes all the way around. You're going to use about 8 ounces of this, which is almost this
The whole jar?
container. Yes.
Okay, so then you basically put some
you put
dollops
it
in there,
there.
and then you put the rest of the batter in, and then we're going to use more?
No, and then you just
Put the rest of the batter in on top, and then we pop it in the oven. At what temperature and for how long?
350 degrees. This is a long one. This takes about 70 minutes
Oh.
to finish. So do this in the morning before you leave for work.
Oh, good idea.
when
And
you
then
come
we
home,
finish it.
and there you go. It
looks a little bit like
apricot
this.
stuffed pound cake. So you
we
can
can
see the crumb is nice
Yeah.
and dense, and we have our apricot filling there.
Oh, with a cup of coffee or tea?
Yes, whipped cream, ice cream,
Thank you so much.
shortcake style things.
Yes,
Thank you.
please,
Really good.
Michael.
Yes,
What, and
great.
it's all good stuff that
Yes.
you want to put in your body,
You do,
right?
yes. If you're going to have dessert, and I believe you should, do it organically.
I love it.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, I think I'm